all I can do
Really?
is
Yeah, yes.
allow him to live through me at this point by continuing to be the best that I can possibly be.
How did your other younger brothers kind of?
That he had, and it was crazy because immediately after the fight, he held it all together until right once they announced the win. I mean, he just laid his head on my shoulders. He just broke down crying. Like the weight of everything was on his shoulders. It's crazy, man, and it's so difficult for me to be the oldest. I have to live by example. I have to inform them and also show my younger brother, that everything is okay. This is a part of life, and this too shall pass.
Great. Thank you, Gary. Appreciate it.
He just came here. Who's that guy? Just came here.
Let's go to Keith Heidick next with Boxing Scene.
Hey Gary, first and foremost, my condolences on your brother. I know it was a very difficult thing for you and your family to go through. As it relates to your dad, I know it's been a tough thing for him to recover.
Mix video ka na, Mix.
I don't know if it's unlikely that he'll be in your corner on next Saturday. It's only 11 days from now or so. But if he's not there, will your brothers just work your corner, or is there someone, like you said, you don't want anyone else to train you, but who will pick your corner if not your dad?
My brothers would definitely work the corner. Rodrigo Moscata, he's always been a good guy. He always helped work the corner with me as well. My father, he's a warrior at heart. He is a warrior at heart. He's supposed to be going back to the hospital to get checked out. He got to get some stuff done. But he's deciding that he's not going to get it done until after the conclusion of this fight.
Shout out kay Ronald Linasa. Rufino Patron. Shout out po kay Ronald Linasa.
I'm grateful for that. It means a lot to me. And, once again, we use it all as fuel.
Garry, so he will be in your corner on Saturday night, as far as you know, next Saturday night?
As far as I know, he will be there. Like I say, even now, his health is not the best. His health definitely is not the best. He's still having issues, even after the amputation. He has real bad sugar diabetes. This is why I took my head off to be Santa Cruz Dad. We're fighters, but at the end of the day, we're still real people. We're still real people at the end of the day. And
maybe hands.
Your mom, it's just your brothers. It's just certain things that nothing will ever replace. So I'm just grateful that even with my father being in the state in which that he's in,
wala kibalik tail ba o kamay.
And participate in something that
Iyang papa.
Garry, how long ago did you have his foot amputated?
His foot.
Foot. Here.
About between a month or so.
January 22.
So ago.
Before Christmas sometime?
January 22. Nimel.
For weeks or maybe about a month even before that, So a lot of the training camp, I've been somewhat doing it myself. I've been kind of like doing the Zoom thing or the duo on the phone. While I'm in the gym, he's just on the phone. Watching what I'm doing in the gym and still giving instructions while he's over the phone. So it's been somewhat difficult, but man, I'm a champion for a reason, man. No whining, no complaining, man. We still ready. I'm gonna give and bring the best that I can possibly bring. And I hope that, I'm not gonna say I hope, I know Mark is gonna bring the best he can possibly bring because he knows what he's up against.
I appreciate all the information, Garry. I know it's not easy to talk about all this stuff. I'm going to ask you something insignificant in comparison to what we've just spoken about, but I know that you've wanted the Tank Davis fight for quite some time. You've been very vocal about it. It seems to us it's fairly obvious that they don't want the fight. Have you kind of given up on it, or how do you look at it now?
I mean, to be honest with you, I never overlook anybody. Of course I would want the fight. But as of now, I'm focusing on Mark. Mark is the one that is willing to step into the ring and work his way up the rankings to challenge me for my world title. Javante Tank Davis, he's not in a rush. Or maybe Floyd Mayweather, Leonard Ellerbe, none of them guys are not in a rush of putting him in the ring with me. You know, I'd rather focus on a true warrior, a true gladiator, someone that's willing to put it all on the line and bring their physical best. That's smart.
Let's have one last question for you, Garry. A lot of guys talk about ring rust when they had been off for a long time. You've obviously had a long layoff. It hasn't been noticeable with you, particularly against Tug Nyemba. You didn't look rusty at all. How have you been able to combat that better than most?
Because I stay in the gym. Boxing is not just what I do, it's a lifestyle for me. Even when I'm over and done with my career, I will still be in the gym. I'll still be working out, and I'll still be trying to get me some sparring in every once in a while with who's ever willing to give me some work. You know, it's just a certain type of lifestyle. You know, I never really blow up and get big in weight or anything like that. I love what I do. I'm a competitor, and I'm honestly, I'm very militant as far as my mindset goes. You know, I'm one of them type of people. I want to always have the condition. I tell people all the time, what if you had to run 3 miles to save your life? Would you be able to do it? This is something that I will always want for myself. This is something I will always want for my friends, my family members, and etc. And me personally, I got children, so I want to be able to do it with luggage. I want to be able to do it with baggage. Just because they got to put a baby or two on me, I want to be able to do it and be able to get through this thing with ease. You know, so I always want to be in a certain level of conditioning or in a certain level of shape. And I think just my lifestyle and my way of living helps me overcome that.
Thanks again for your time and perspective, Garry. We appreciate it.
Lemuel,
Thank you,
shout
Keith.
out.
Let's go now to Jim Conlon. Jim from RCB Radio Ireland.
Hi, Garry. I suppose you mentioned there about the 2-year sort of layoff, and you mentioned about trying to get fights and people not looking to get in the ring with you. But your record has been flawless so far, bar the Lomachenko sort of fight. Now, in the last 2 years, an awful lot has happened with Loma, with Teofimo Lopez, and brought up scenarios that Loma's trying to go back. Is now time right now in the next year or two to rekindle something with Loma going forward? Obviously, there's a wrong there that you want to right.
Of course. Like, once again, you know, I'm a very respectful person, you know, so I never overlook anyone. You know, right now my main focus is Mark Magsayo. I know he's ready and he's going to bring his best. But God willing, we get past him injury free. If I could make 2 fights that I would want to happen, I would want Javante Tank Davis and I would want Lomachenko.
And I suppose, Garry, in terms of this fight, you mentioned Mark, and one thing noticing about Mark's record is the knockout percentage. It's very, very high in terms of, what do you think is his main, most powerful weapon, Mark, in terms of his punch?
Say that one more time.
What do you think is his main powerful aspect?
He's not there, he did not there.
In terms of his weapon, in terms of his knockout power, is it his right overhand, or what sort of punch you think he's most effective with?
I feel as though that he's a little even-handed. I believe that he's more dominant with his right hand, though. I feel like he might hit harder with his right hand, but I feel as though he has good even punching ability. None of it really matters if you can't hit your target, though. If you can't land effectively, it doesn't really matter. If you catching gloves and I'm slipping, it doesn't really matter how hard you can punch. You can't land and touch your target.
And I just have one final question for Mark. Mark, in terms of this fight, I suppose people will look at it and say it's a win-win. It's a no-lose situation for you in terms of taking on this fight. It's a world title fight. It's probably the biggest name on your resume in terms of fights so far in Garry Russel. The opportunity has presented itself now to you. You've earned that opportunity. So obviously it's go hard or go home for you, Mark, in terms of trying to step up and deliver on the night against probably, well, many people see you as a dark outsider in terms of what you're capable of. Is this the time to show the world that you mean business?
Yeah, I'm gonna show the world that I'm the best in this way, and I'm thankful for Shoshan putting me this opportunity to fight a world title fight. I've been waiting for this time, so I'm gonna do my best to win this fight.
Best of luck to both fighters.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Jim. Let's go next to the fight girl, Cynthia Conti, representing Ring TV.
Can you guys hear me?
We can. Go ahead, Cynthia.
This message is for Mark. Congratulations, by the way. I know that you recently got married. So, first off, we all know how crazy, ridiculous hand speed that Garry Russel Jr. has. Can you talk about the sparring that you received to emulate that kind of speed in the ring for you?
I have my partner, Shoshan, sparring partner from Boston. He's good. He mimics the style of Garry Russell. Every time we spar, we train the style of Garry Russell. So this fight is a very good fight, and this is my first world title fight. I'm gonna do my best shot.
Okay, and then second, you know what always comes down to whenever we talk about Filipino fighters, you're carving out your own legacy, and what do you want to show the Philippines, the fellow kababayan, the type of fighter that you are? Because whenever we talk about Filipino fighters, we always compare everyone to Senator Manny Pacquiao. And unfortunately, everyone is not going to be like him. What do you want to show the world and to the Philippines? What kind of fighter you're going to be?
Wait.
There's no ex Manny Pacquiao, but I'm gonna put my name in the history that I'm a good boxer. I'm a good boxer. I'm a competitor like Russell. So I'm hungry. So I want this fight. I want to fight. So yeah, it's good.
Nothing left to go.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Cynthia. Let's go next to Kirk Jackson. Kirk is with Boxing Insider. Go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
We got you.
Okay, thank you. My first question is for Mark. Mark, this is your first world title fight. How do you feel like your experiences have prepared you for the challenge of Mr. Garry Russell?
I'm so happy that I'm gonna fight a world title fight. Shoshan gave it to me, and BBC Showtime. So I'm blessed that I'm here now facing with a world champion. So I'm happy. I'm good.
Without revealing your strategy, what do you think your best attribute is going into this championship fight?
Say it again, sorry.
I'm sorry, without revealing your strategy, what do you feel like your best attribute is going into this fight with Garry Russell?
My advantage of Garry Russell is that I'm tall and I'm stronger than him. But we train for every day in the gym for 3.5 months with Coach Freddy. So we do a lot of techniques. So we change the fight.
Thank you, I appreciate that. And I have a question for Garry Russell. Garry, I believe that you're one of the more ducked and avoided fighters we've seen in the past 10 years or so. What specifically can fans and media members do to change the current business structure of boxing in regards to us making the fights, or making the fights that fans want to see in the most competitive fights?
That was a great question. That was one of the best questions that I've had thus far. Just hold these guys accountable. You know, don't just say it when you be doing an interview with one another. Hold these other guys accountable. Ask them the question. Why is it that you're not in the ring trying to fight Garry Russell Jr.? Why is this, as far as the fans go? The fans need to start boycotting some of these fights. Stop supporting some of these fights when you already know what the outcome is going to be before the fight even happens. You know, like I said, I take my hat off tomorrow. It's no secret when you ask about him about unveiling his strategy. It's no secret. He don't have no option but one option. The only option he could possibly have is to try to apply pressure. That's it. That's all. He can't stay on the outside because he's too slow. He's not fast enough. He don't have the hand speed. He don't got the foot speed. So he can't stay on the outside.
Let's see in the fight.
He's gonna have to come forward and apply.
Gusto ko lang sa tag-apil.
I mean, it's just as simple. I've been doing this shit too long.
Yeah.
I've been doing it too long. I know the answers before the answers all come to me already. But the question was already asked. That's the only option that he could have. To come forward, try to apply pressure. Hopefully he'll try to overwhelm me with his power and get lucky and land some shot. He probably in great conditioning. I take my hat off to Manny Pacquiao. It's safe to say that he is a legend in the sport of boxing, and for him to be willing to sign Mark as one of his fighters, you know, I'm pretty sure he has an eye on what he considers talent is, you know. So I think it's going to be a great fight. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, and I have one last question. Garry, considering I believe you're the longest reigning champion right now, and you possess a unique skill set, for whatever reason, the politics of boxing, you haven't been regarded, or you haven't been heralded or received the props as being like a pound-for-pound top guy. How do you feel like your career will be remembered, and do you believe that at some point before you retire, you'll be able to get some of the guys who've been avoiding you, some of the guys such as Tank Davis, Leo Santa Cruz, Carl Frampton, Devin Haney, Warrington, etc., etc.?
Oh man, I'm not sure. What I can say is, to the people that has had the opportunity to watch me compete, in most cases they would say that my skill set is very special. It's second to none. You know, it's special, it's second to none. As far as the pound for pound list, I honestly don't pay the pound for pound list any mind. Pound for pound list is merely based upon, it's a popularity concept. It's based upon who's more popular. It's not based upon skill. If it was based upon skill, Mr. Garry Russell Jr. would be on the list. Therefore, I really don't pay it any mind. You know, you can't. My father told me a long time ago, no matter what you do, you'll never be able to please everybody. Somebody always has something to say. You know, so all I can do is do the best that I can do. I'm grateful that I have a fellow competitor like Mark that's willing to give it the best that he can, and willing to bring his best. He feels as though that he's the best. And I think anyone, any sport, any craft that you participate in, anyone that's participating in the sport, whether you're a rapper, a singer, or, you know, a soccer player, it's good for you to feel as though you're the best. It's better. It's good for the fans. It's good for everyone who's watching it, and it's good for your sport, you know, or your career in general, you know. So it's refreshing to get a fighter that's willing to give it everything that they have, you know, and put it all on the line to be known as possibly the best. I welcome it.
Thank you. I appreciate your time, and my prayers for your family. Good luck to both of you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kurt, and thanks for all the great questions today. Really good ones throughout. We have time for just one more. Interestingly enough, but before we get to that last reporter, one question came to me by a text message just a few moments ago for Mark. Mark, with your experience and what you've seen of Garry so far, do you feel that his hand speed is as fast or possibly faster than Manny Pacquiao's?
His speed is good, but I'm a speed too.
Correct.
I have a speed too, so I can roll with it.
You think that can be a factor for you, is applying the hand speed and trying to match that of Garry, is that correct?
Yeah.
Great. All right, we're going to go. Last question is going to be from Stephen Angeles, ABS CBN, the Filipino channel. Stephen, you should be able to unmute and go ahead.
Hi, Mark. Hi, Sir Sean and hello, Gary. So Mark, quick question. I know you're from Bohol. I know Bohol was hit hard by the typhoon. So how's your family, and does that also give you extra motivation seeing what's happening back home? You've been here for so long now that you can't help but look at what's going on back home.
My family there is good. That happened there for my family there, and I dedicate this fight for my province below and for my family.
And lastly, are you surprised that, because after the Seha fight, we saw so much potential, we were so happy with that one. Were you surprised that you got this shot right away?
Sir Sean said to me that if I won this fight, I'm gonna face Garry Russel. So I need to win to face Garry Russell.
Okay. Viva, salamat Mark. Good luck to Garry also.
Hey. Okay, Brian Custer, back to you. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you, Chris. Just a couple more things here. Mark, I'll start with you here. You know, when you look at, like, let's say the last 5 guys who fought Garry Russel Jr., what has been their downfall? What have they done that Mark Magsayo is not going to do and become victorious?
For the last 3 fights here in
Meds, kunin mo muna yung ano, Meds, be?
US,
Yung,
Sir Sean gave it to me.
yung ganyan.
With sport fighter. So they didn't say me how to box, how to out, speed. They didn't say me to face Garry Russell like this style. So I think you're gonna face him a real fight. I give him a real fight.
And Garry, I don't know if I've ever asked you this question before. Ultimately, what would you still like to accomplish in this sport?
Honestly, I'm not a career-defining match. I want one of those career-defining fights. With someone who they say who's supposed to be the best, you know.
You fight with Tuka.
I made good money in the school. I made great money in the school. And I'm the longest reigning champion. Like I said, I want that one fight that says, okay, he's definitely better, hands down, than anyone he's ever beat in the sport right now. That's what I want.
Well, I tell you what, folks, that fight could be January 22nd when he steps in the ring with Mark Magsayo, because it's going to come to you on Showtime Championship Boxing. It will be live from the Borgata Hotel and Casino in Spa, Atlantic City. 9 p.m. Eastern is the time we will start it off. It is a triple header of fights in the main event. Features the return of Mr. Garry Russel Jr. to the ring, fighting the unbeaten Mark Magsayo. Again, promoted by TGB Promotions, brought to you by Premier Boxing Champions. Tickets on sale. Ticketmaster.com. Ticketmaster.com. Gentlemen, listen, it's going to be one heck of a night. We'll wrap it. We'll start with you, Mark. Give the people a final word. What should they expect January 22nd?
They expect it's a great fight and ball fight. And we'll thank for Sean Gibbons for giving me this opportunity, and Al Hammond and BBC.
Stuff go, Coach.
And Showtime. Good luck for
Sergeant. What the?
To win the fight. I give you a good fight. The next Saturday, there's a new chicken.
Okay, well, you heard it there. Champ, we'll give you the final word. What should the folks expect January 22nd when they see you back in the ring?
Man, they should see 2 great competitors going head to head. Like I say, I already take my hat off to Mark. I know he's going to bring his best. He sounds confident. He looks like he's confident. You know, that's what we want.
Yes.
That's what we want.
Maring meron.
That's what we want. That's what the fans want to see. That's what the people want to see. I wish more people in the sport would be like that. Man, but fireworks. Fireworks, you should expect the same thing as you used to seeing. Great hand speed.
Gang gang. It's a gang gang.
Bring it.
Dagan sapi.
Love it.
Kami kwarta ko nun.
Pag-uwi sapi. Another year of great fights, and it all starts January 22nd in Atlantic City. Thanks everybody for watching. We will see you on Showtime next Saturday, January 22nd in Atlantic City.
Prayer for the championship of Magsayo.
Dihigda sa amin ni Gio, halat pa mi. Ay mga fans, ano pala yon? Naabutan namin yung Presscon ni ni Magsayo, saya Daniel. Imig. Imig. Magsayo, naghilik na. Nantok na ako
Betul kedlikots.
Saglit lang ito.
Guys. Salamat sa inyong suporta, guys.
Katawa si Coach. Kadaliin.
Dali lang makatulog, Coach.
Ayan, wala. Basta pang libre yan eh. Isaya, Daniel, Tagpis.
Subscriber ang channel ko, guys.
Subscribe, paki-subscribe.
So, I have naman yan, guys.
Patulong naman. Gio Santino Vlog. Patulong naman po, Gio Santino Vlog. Patulong, subscribe.
Need help for audit.
Subscribe naman para si Gio, mahilig din siya sa farming. Kaya paki-subscribe Gino Santino Vlog. Geng. Dahil po siya,
Thank you, guys. May
malapit na po siya mag 1,000.
Yes.
So, sana maka 1,000 na siya para maka-live na rin siya.
Oo nga, guys. Mag-live tayo sa mga laban dito.
Kita nakanik.
Laban sa
Red Notice.
Si Dwayne Tarak Johnson ang
para palagi kayong
wala, sige, tuloy mo yan.
Nindot na yun, muna yung
Yun.
uso karon.
Ay, tuloy mo,
Dito
Mix.
naman Joy palagi kasi nandito si Coach Joby Sports.
Yeah, geng. It's a geng. Mga kaibigan, manglibre ngayon si Coach Michael Domingo ng sapatos. Andyan siya.
Thank you sa mga subscriber nako. Dagkan na kayo. Salamat kayo sa inyong suporta.
Nidaghan?
Dagkan na kayo tinuod.
Michael Domingo. Michael Domingo, YouTube lang.
Michael Domingo YouTube.
Si Coach Michael Domingo, paki-subscribe din po. Pag dumami yung niya, yung subscriber niya, ilalive na rin niya yung training niya sa mga fighter niya sa Cebu. Daming
mga fighter doon.
Daming mga boxer niya doon sa Cebu. Amateur at saka pro. So, tulungan po natin si Coach Michael Domingo at sa niya, sa mga pag video niya. At saka si Coach.
Sa bagong subscriber, guys. Isaya.
Sabi ni Isaya Daniel, naghilik na daw ko. Naghilik na, nakatulog na ako.
Subscriber ko, thank you, guys.
Sorry. Sorry, J Quadrante. Ay, Sir J Quadrante, paki-subscribe. Si Gio Santino.
Thank you, Sir Isaiah Daniel.
Oh, thank you daw. Thank you daw. Thank
Salamat
you.
sa subscribe.
Saya Daniel daw. Thank you.
Bless,
Subscriber. Coach, good morning. Kailan darating sila Idol Jonas at Idol Yumir? Ngayong Sabado, darating sila dito sa US. Sabado na.
Pala sila.
Yes. Oh, welcome to Idol. Oh, welcome to Idol. Oh. Thank you, Sir Isaiah, sa pag-subscribe. Kang Coach Michael Domingo din. Paki-subscribe din, sir. Yee! Paki-subscribe, Michael Domingo. Yes, salamat. J Quadrante, ngayong Sabado na sila darating. Mag-live kami. Susunduin namin sila ng masibago, bago,
Ni Coach Mike, yung YouTube channel niya.
Ayo. Yan ang YouTube ni Coach Mike. Sana? Yan. Oh. Yan po. Yan po, Michael Domingo, paki-subscribe din po. Please naman, Michael Domingo, please subscribe. Si Jonas at saka si Yumir ay sasalubugin namin ng masigabong sapak. Alex Det, saludo ko kay Jonas Scott kasi siya ang nagpaanak sa asawa niya. Oo nga, sir.
Grabe, no?
Siya nga nagpaanak, believe ako.
Siya nagpaanak, Jonas Sergio?
Oo. Pinahiga niya dito sa ganito, kama. Sa ito. Tapos yun, nakaanak. Grabe, no?
Grabe, Jonas.
Grabe.
Proud father.
Pwede na siya magtayo ng magtayo siya ng anong tawag niyan? Lying in. Lying in. Lying in. Magkano ang bayad, Ben? Magkano ang bayad sa lying in?
Maka-discount for 50%.
Ba? Si Jonas na yun. Lying in. Oh, lying in. Hindi motel in. ang paggawa doon sa motel, pero ang sa maglabas na lying in. Tama pa. Lying in pala. Naday ka Dawin. Tayo na lang mag-anuin. Maggawa tayo ng gawa tayo ng lying in. Si Jonas, kung ano to Jonas? I'm in. Codilio Anthony, I'm in. Ay.
Avengers pa, away
Sir Alex Det and Codilio, paki-subscribe po si Gio Santino Vlog sa YouTube niya at saka si Coach Michael Domingo. Para po dumami yung subscriber nila. Wala, grabe naman ako. Saan naman ka, Coach? Kumain ka ba ngayon, Coach? Kumain ka ba? Kumain ka ba? Parang iba na yung mo Parang may tama ka na.
Galing ko sa Bagyong Udit.
Sabi ni Alex dito, no problem, Coach. Basta ikaw. Ay. Di, malaking tulong po yan sa kanila sa...
Hayabusa, Coach.
Hayabusa! Yeah.
In the shower, sir.
It's okay, sir. It's okay. Pirman mo. Hayabusa gloves. Hayabusa yan. Maybe that's from Pakistan. Kerkwil, balik Jonas. Ngayong Sabado na.
Unboxing, Coach?
Gloves, dala na. Ayan, mga gloves yan sa laban ni Mark. Sigurado ko kay Mark Magsayo yan. Mark Magsayo. Kang Gio din. Baka mayroong gloves si Gio dyan. Nagpagawa ba ng gloves si Gio? Diyan na mix. Ay, nagsulod na mix. Diyan na. Okay na. Kerkwell. Kana sa balik Jonas. Sabado. At saka si Mang Yumir. Sabado sila balik. Sabado ang balik ng dalawa. Si Tom and Jerry. Si Tom yun, si Jonas, si Jerry, si Yumir. Tama ba? May nag-subscribe na ulit? May nag-subscribe na? At nantay lang namin si Brendan. Sir Brendan naligo.
Pag alam nila
Hindi namin ha?
Pag alam na nila yung YouTube channel. Channel. Matik.
Isaiah Daniel Tagpis. Yes po. PBB 2.0 na ulit. Nako, para ako ang natatakot. Hindi ko alam anong mangyayari namin. Hindi alam. Ako yung logi naman ito eh. Coach, i-type na po ragod ang channel ni Michael Domingo og Gio. I-type. Ikuan gani. Idili ka nang isulat. Isulat gani dong sa ballpen.
Ang coach may gito.
Michael Domingo.
Yan ang
ito po kay Michael Domingo po. Ito.
Thank you, sir.
18 million subscriber.
Sir, thank you.
Ayan po, kasi malaking tulong po yan kay Michael para ma-promote din niya yung mga boxer niya. Ma-promote din niya yung mga Ayan po, Michael Domingo. Sir Alex Det, yan po, Michael Domingo po. Marami siyang amateur na boxer at saka professional boxer din sa Cebu. So sila ni Coach Gio ang nagtutulungan doon para maiahon din yung mga fighter nila sa Cebu po. So sabi ko sa kanila, magawa kayo ng YouTube para Sir?
Who won last night? Nets.
Last night, sir.
I won, sir. I won.
Yeah,
All I won.
Tonight's loser.
So you buy shoes?
No.
You won all?
Yeah, I won all, but all of them did not pay.
Sir, wait.
I'm so sad, Sir Brendan.
Sir.
They did not pay me, sir.
Who would win, sir?
Plus 20.
He said plus 20, so 8.
No, they're not paying, Sir Brendan.
No.
Oh, he win. I win.
If it's by plus 20,
Yes, sir.
he wins.
Oh, I win.
If it's by 20 flat,
Oh, flat. It's I win.
Flat.
Oh, he told me it's a draw. A tie. No.
plus. If minus, then draw.
Oh.
Sir, 91 plus 11.
Oh.
But I paid already.
No, he did not pay. No,
Sir.
What?
pay already.
Don't tell him. He will not buy me shoes. Sir Brendan, don't tell Sir Brendan.
He lose.
Yeah, he lose. I did not lose.
Where draw, sir?
Kaya, Megs, pwede heavyweight training. Hina. Kerkwell.
That's why the
Ay.
losers.
Coach.
Minus 20, then it's a draw. But plus, that means you win.
Yeah.
Even
Plus.
draw, sir?
It's
Plus.
a draw because he said plus 20. There's no draw.
There's no draw plus 20.
I'm 111 and he's 91 plus.
Oh, that's 20.
Yeah, so 91 plus 20.
That's 20.
Because they gave him plus 20 points. They can lose by 20, but they can't lose by 21. Like usually it would be plus 20.5.
Okay.
Then he would have lost because 0.5 you'd have to score 21.
Okay.
20 you win.
That's all right.
Like NBA they do like 11.5.
If there is 2.5.
If it's 0.5,
Oh yeah.
you would have lost.
I
But
lost.
they would have to go up 1 whole point. You can't score a half. You
Okay, okay. I understand. I understand.
See,
Ay.
like I said, man, this stuff is
Who's that glove, sir? Mark?
pretty boy.
Whoa! Glove. Oh!
Yeah, Maya.
Too small.
These ones are good. Feel this one.
Just a minute.
Don't open them, but feel them like on the outside. These ones are
Anwar is good.
good. These good. These ones.
Sir Brendan. Sir Brendan.
These ones are heavy.
Ah.
That one feels heavy.
Ang liit doon.
This is important for. Oh.
The Mark's gloves. Ooh. Ooh. That's. Oh, Sir Brendan. I order with. No, it was here, and then we sell.
Yeah, let's do it.
We sell here. Can you sell here? It's here.
Easy.
We put some WBO, WBC or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Ano po coach? Ano rapon?
Dili. Ibinta namin dito.
Ah,
Sa may mga laban.
More narrow.
May mga laban.
saan tayo?
Geos too.
The Sergio. Can we put sticker?
Also savage.
Sir Brendan, can we put sticker Gio? Put name Gio?
On the thumb maybe?
Yeah.
We have time to do.
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah. So Sean's almost here, then we go.
I scam?
Yeah, he's bringing the guy right now. Then we go.
All right.
Yeah, Mark. Anwar did good, I think. I think Anwar did
The
good.
same. No, the same. The
Anwar
same.
didn't do it this time, Anwar.
Yeah. I told you.
It was
Oh,
like
dang.
from here, but
Oh, bro, this is so small. Ito po yung mga gloves na gagamitin ni Mark Magsayo at saka ni Jarwin po. Ay, kay Gio din. Yan, Gio.
here we have selection.
Oh! Woo!
Small.
Butangan lang na kuan. We put a sticker there.
Yeah, stickers.
We put sticker.
You want to
Huh?
fight early or late?
One pound.
You
Well.
fight maybe January 29 or not? No, like.
Nag-order ko ng marami yan, Min. Para gamitin natin sa laban. Ay, ibinta ba?
January 29?
Pwede naman butangan sticker lang yan.
March 4th.
Pero mas mahigit ka, no?
Which one you like?
Oo.
You like early or late?
Like,
March?
It's okay early.
You like February 29?
It's okay. It's early.
You like that day? Or wait till March?
So much it's
Tulong.
It's gonna be 7 months.
No.
Maybe February 29?
January 19. Oh, 29.
They have fight January 29.
29. Sergeant told me.
Yeah. For him, yeah.
Yeah, it's okay?
Yeah.
Oh, they're ready.
We start? Yeah. We start.
Oh, they're ready. Woo!
Ganyan mo yun.
Yeah.
Huh?
We continue with the stuff.
Ah,
So we'll see when he gets here right now.
ding
We
ding.
have to see if they say yes to Joanne.
Yeah.
If they say yes, we say yes. Oklahoma.
Ah.
What's up?
Oh, he wants to go home. I know you.
That's where my brother was born. Look.
Yeah.
Over here, look.
Sir Sean, he just came from Oklahoma. His mother is from Oklahoma.
Ah, that's why.
This is Oklahoma.
Mom Valerie is from Oklahoma.
Boomer Sooner.
Mom Valerie's family.
All Oklahoma.
Oh, Oklahoma. Dang, you're supposed to bet Oklahoma, but your team no good.
Thunder.
The Thunder no good.
I think they know before Westbrook only.
Yeah, Westbrook. Yeah.
He told me that he only know
Westbrook. And Durant. There's probably like 15 guys that went through Oklahoma that are now all superstars.
Yeah.
Ibaka.
Yeah, there's like 15. Ibaka, Durant, Russel Westbrook.
Harden.
Ay, tapos na daw siya, nag-subscribe na si Alex Det sa kay Gio. Hindi daw makita yung YouTube mo. Hindi daw makita yung YouTube mo. Tingnan na nga. Tingnan mo nga, mix.
Cancer and this cancer.
Ilisting nga lang na.
Itong logo nimo dapat mailhan.
Point guard.
Pwede mailisan ang logo. Oh, pwede na.
Schroeder.
Coach Michael Domingo ilagay. Makita man. Sir, meron man. Yan o, makita man. Oh. Yan o.
Chris Paul before, remember for like
Nakita ni Migs.
6 months was on that team.
Right there.
That's
Oh!
That's GR.
Fucking pussy. I'm not ready.
Vaccine.
He was ready. JR coming.
Katsag yan ang hindi ko din nakita.
Back to March.
Hindi rin makita eh.
Scroll down lang.
Scroll down lang daw sir, makikita. Scroll down lang. Nakikita, scroll down lang.
Try, dude. So he's gonna do his measurement?
Wala nang kuha ni Wood.
He was crazy about this.
Nalaglag siguro. Ha? Oh.
Yung design na kuha ni lamang.
Oh, ina sila. Asa man, ipakita. Pakita. Hello, bro. Hello, sir. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Grab the cup so we can check it with the cup.
Asa man laag ninyo, coach. Bilhan daw kami ng ano.
No, we gotta move it all over.
Wait, sir.
He's having to be there.
Bilhan daw kami ng ano.
Okay.
Shoes. Nike shoes. Converse shoes.
Do you hit the screen break? Or you just send it? Yeah.
Send them sa iya.
Garry was talking.
Garry was talking that talk.
I know Dad got his foot amputated.
Yeah, fucking brother died too. I didn't know that.
The youngest one.
How did he die? Gary's
He
brother.
had a heart attack.
Damn. Fucking brother was old.
29 or 28.
Jesus.
Yeah, but you know, high cholesterol, you know, kind of.
See, well, basically, dude, I did, you got the,
That's like
you got the Magsayo logo already. So I did Chase,
Spencer.
Magsayo, and then Pete.
Okay.
You can do that, you can have
Like
the,
that, or just.
you have definitely.
I don't know, I had a no back key, that's something.
Yeah.
I drew it. Explain to him, no double.
I'll write it down, so.
Explain to him if he wants, like, just.
Is it easier for you to supplement with this or so? Yeah, do that right now. Yeah, perfect. That's what I did. So you got the BC.
Yan, si GR yung gumagawa ng shorts.
Yeah, the whites that I got. Except the BBMB. Yeah, do it in the colors.
Ala, dako kita ni si Magsayo diri sa Australia. Grabe. Kirkwell, sana kami. Mamili kami ng shoes. Training shoes naman, pang-training na sapatos. Bilhan daw kami ni Sir Brendan.
You want this pattern?
Yeah.
You want this?
Yes, Mark. That's Mark.
What's the design? What is that though? Do you know what it is? No, no, but is there like a name for it? Japanese worm? Japanese worm?
Mm-hmm.
Japanese. Yeah, we
Oh.
use that.
Oh, dang.
Japanese worms.
Ay, wala ikuan. Para siya eternal. Sunod, pero pag di ka maka-space. Oh, sana oh.
Red flag short. You know what wants to be
Hindi ka masabdan.
Para naman ko, sa likod lang wala.
Yeah.
Santa Claus, good morning, Coach from Australia. I hope you guys are good morning. Yes po. Always good kami, always good. Sir John, a great gloves.
Landlord did a good job this time.
Ah. Ako, tingnan Sir Michael, diligid na ako makita. Ako pausap. Usaban na imong YouTube ni mo. Buhat tag laing YouTube channel. Lisod daw pangitaon. Pangitag la. Ha? Alis din na lang na imong YouTube channel ingon si Sir Alex dit. Ulitin niya sir, ulitin po.
Team Magsayo? Yes.
Hindi po, hindi. Anthony Joaquin Arieta, hindi po, hindi Dason po. Sa ano po, PBC. It's a PBC. PBC po, PBC.
Defense.
Muna, painit. Habang nag-aantay. Ay, okay na. Alex Det. Ay, sorry. Napindot lang siguro. Napindot lang po. MC Pan. Oh. Bili kami ng sapatos. Dito na ako. Okay na. Painit-init muna. Painit-init muna ako. Nandun siya sa loob.
Hey, coach. So if I put some in the back, I put Art Magnificent.
Sir Brendan, I order mini gloves and we sell here. How much we can sell here?
$100. Where's that? 100?
Oh,
150? 150?
yeah.
For a pair?
Yeah.
200 for signature.
For fight, for fight.
Signature. Coach, na signature ni Kuya, 200.
But we put another name. Yeah, put it.
Like, whatever we want, right?
What name you want?
Spanish, baby. That's Spanish, yeah.
A business name.
To think what name is worth.
Yeah.
That makes sense for all of them.
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah. Exactly. Like 5 minutes. All right, I'll tell right now.
Hmm?
All right, bye-bye.
Huh?
Go back. I was waiting for you to start. Freddie's getting like mad, she said. Yeah. That's fine. Oh. That's fine. I think it's fine. Okay. Yeah, have him go. He left. I swear he's not. I swear he's not.
He left.
I'm telling you. I mean, we're already ready. He left. Jack, let me go. I'm telling you, he left. All right. What's his bike date? March 4th.
March 4th. Gang. Good to see you, buddy. All right. Look him right back.
Oh, he rode with you? Oh my goodness. You good to trunks?
Nabili niya, we?
Siguro. He left that.
Yes, sir. I'll check out.
Look at your shoes. Maybe free.
Oh, susi niya.
Wala. Wagi.
Ay, i-close ko na lang. Close na lang natin to. Mamaya na, baka matagalan pa tayo. I-close ko na lang po. Close na. Mamaya mag-live ako ulit po. Salamat.